Hello bearded bee people, welcome back to the B&K's Bees channel for another episode of Random Inspection Friday. We are going to get into this hive. It's been a couple weeks. It's late August, so we're going to pay close attention to how much food they have. Note down in the field notes how much, and keep an eye on that because we're entering fall feeding season. In fact, I think I'm going to start that here fairly shortly, within the next 10 days or so. It'll be a lot of open feeding and then spot feeding here and there, because open feeding with a bunch of colonies is not the easiest thing in the world. Alright, so now you see why I probably should have been into it more often. That's not good. Would have rather that been put into a frame or multiple frames. They appear to be doing well population wise. Nothing on this outer frame. Alright, I'm going to take care of this stuff before I get in any deeper. Alright, that's enough smoke for now. So there's a lesson for you. Especially when the nectar's flowing, you've got to at least open the lid every week or so. A week or 10 days. Be on top of that kind of stuff. It's a good looking frame of brood right there. Some honey on the corners by my hands. Good looking frame of brood on the other side, not as much honey. Don't see the queen there. This is the last portion of the season where checkerboarding really makes sense. After that nectar stops, unless you're feeding heavily, you're not going to get any more wax buildup. Eggs and young larvae in the center portion, capped brood out on the outskirts. Once again, honey by my fingers. All filled with eggs and young larvae. These are going to be winter bees, so this is a really good inspection so far, despite the honey on top of the frames. They're raising a lot of good young bees at a time when you need a lot of good young bees. So that be good. My fingers are slippery. It's a heavy frame. Full of brood. It's got some drone stuff on the bottom that I'll probably leave there, because we have queens that are still going to get mated here pretty soon. Alright, so that looks like a good frame. Yet another really solid frame of brood. These Mary Ellen queens are killing it. Freaking excellent, people. Excellent. Alright, I didn't see the queen, but I wasn't really inspecting all that closely for her. Eggs and young larvae all over the place. So, it's good enough for me. Get out of the way, kitty. You're gonna get stung, dude. And take these empties out. and reconfigure everything real fast. I've got a lot more inspections to do today. It's food. It's a good food frame. Honey and bee bread. Same thing on the other side. Okay, so put the good food frame on the outside. Followed by a brood one. I just got stung on the finger. Okay. Empty. Brood. Empty. Grab a little bit more smoke. Brood. Empty-ish, a little bit of food, but some empty cells that she can lay in there. Eggs and young larvae here. Brood. Empty, but being drawn out. Alright, now I have to keep the food out here in this yard because that's a lot of wax for them to draw out. Now I have to deal with this. Make sure the queen's not up here, and I'm glad I looked. Right there in the corner. Alright, now I'll put this back together. Make sure she's not on here anymore. I thought I saw her walk in, and then I smoked most of those bees down into the hive, and I do not see her on this lid anymore. So I'm going to shut them. And start placing this stuff right here so that they can come back up and worry-free redistribute their stored goods. Now I'll have to get back in here in the next couple days, make sure this doesn't turn into a big ant and small hive beetle mess. Alright. was a tight fit, squishing some honey in there, but they'll get it cleaned up before too long. They don't like honey outside of the immediate area.